today's video we are going to be talking about the best TV shows of all time, because we all know that as Christmas break is about to start, really bored, have nothing to do, need new TV shows. And today I'm going to be talking about TV shows that you probably most likely, and I hope have never heard of before. I hope the goal of this video is that you can at least get one good TV show to watch. So to start off, I'm just gonna go ahead and name the basic ones that we all know are really good, and let me know in the comments what your favorite TV shows are. What would you recommend to someone? So obviously there's Stranger Things, Pretty Little Liars, Gossip Girl, 13 Reasons Why, Riverdale. We all know these. Orange is the New Black. We all know these good TV shows, and if you have not seen these TV shows, any of the ones I just named, I'm not gonna be talking about them in this video because 90% of people know them. But if you haven't, then you should definitely go watch any other video on YouTube, and these will definitely be listed, at least most of them. So today we're going to be talking about the best TV shows. I don't know how many there are, but like there's a couple, and these are some that I barely heard anyone talk about. So let's get on with the video list. We are first going to talk about Dynasty. Now this one, I'm not going to lie, it is a little bit popular. You might have heard of it, but I didn't hear about it as much as as good as the show is. It is currently on season 3. It is ongoing. It is about this wealthy family. They're called the Carringtons, and they're like rich, like billionaire rich. And the show mainly surrounds this guy's daughter, Blake Carrington, his daughter Fallon Carrington, and she's like this powerful ass woman. She's like a boss, lady boss, you know, love that for her. And she's like working on building her empire. And I mean, like, I know it sounds boring, but it's just so interesting. And then he like ends up getting married to this lady, and it's like her story too. And then there's end up being like 3 of these, like this person that she gets married to, and they have like 2 of them have the same name, I think, or is it 3 of them? I don't know, but like some of them have the same name. It's weird, but it's such an interesting show. You really have to watch it. It's about love, romance, business, all of that combined. And after watching this TV show, it did make me want to work a little bit harder. So there you go. That's that for you. Next up, The Fosters. Now this one has been finished for a long time. It's kind of an older show. Basically about these 2 girls, not married, and they're basically living together. They adopt these 2 kids, okay? Now one of these girls, Steph, she already has a son with her ex-husband. And then the 2 of them together, Steph and Lena, because Lena's the other one. The 2 of them together, they adopt 2 twins, okay, Jesus and Mariana. And then they end up adopting 2 more kids, and it's just like a story of all their lives. This like kid, like Brandon, who's like Steph's son, he ends up falling in love with the girl they adopt, and there's just like this whole thing, but like you're not allowed to date your foster sibling, and it's just like this whole ass thing. It's like this drama. Then Mariana's mom comes, and then Callie's dad comes. Like, it's just all insane. Callie's the other girl, the girl that they end up adopting later, who Brandon falls in love with. It's confusing. You have to watch this show. It's really good. It's like 6-7 seasons. Binge watch that, baby. Teen Wolf. This one I've never heard anyone barely ever talk about. This is similar to Vampire Diaries, which is a more popular version, I'd say. But no, they're not the same actually at all. They're just like, because they're both all werewolves. Teen Wolf is about this kid. I don't remember his name, but he gets a bit and he turns into a werewolf. Yeah, it's just like this whole entire story of like their high school and like what happens, and there's like this alpha, and like they're trying to figure it out. I'm currently still watching this. I'm on like season 2, I think. But it's really good. You should definitely watch it. It's super interesting. If you like Vampire Diaries, you'll love this for sure. 90210. Such a good show, which I have not finished all the seasons of, but I've seen a couple, and now there's 2 versions of this show. There's the older version and then the new version. I prefer the new version. So this family moves to Beverly Hills from Kansas, and what ends up happening is, you know, Beverly Hills, 90210, it's their zip code. It's like all the rich people and stuff. They're trying to figure it out, and then they're like all just like, it's like everyone's story kind of as one. They're like showing different people, but it mainly surrounds like the kids that move. But there's obviously other people in there too. But it's just like a high school teen drama, you know, kind of like Riverdale, but like less murdery. Just like about high school.
Okay, and I'm trying to fix my hair because it looks really weird, but it's fine.
Okay, next up, Switched at Birth. Now this one's been finished, and I didn't see the whole thing, but it was really good. I watched like the first season and I really liked it. It's basically about these two girls, Bay and Daphne, and their entire life they felt like they've been out of place, and it turned out they were switched when they were born with each other. So like, and then they meet their like original parents, and then they end up becoming friends, and they like this whole thing just happens, and it's just interesting to see like what like a tiny mistake can cause like in someone's entire life, you know. Interesting to see. You should definitely watch it. Then there's this TV show called Euphoria. Now this one, never heard anyone talk about. Such a good show. Basically, there's this one girl, Zendaya plays in it. It's like, obviously it's a good show. But there's a girl and her name's Rue, who's Zendaya. And the show mainly surrounds her. She's a recovering drug addict. And the show starts off with basically her like telling us about her like drug problem and stuff, and then it's just like we go through and we learn about other girls. There's this other girl, I think Maybe is her name, but I forgot it. There's this other girl and she's sexuality and all, and then there's this other guy and he's like some jock. Okay, another really good show is Elite. Now this one is in Spanish, basically about these kids and their school gets burned down, I'm pretty sure. So they get like these 3 kids and they get scholarships to some rich people's school, but they're not rich. And then it's just like about how their like lives kind of coerce with each other. It's a murder mystery. It's a murder mystery. They like, someone ends up getting murdered. I'm not even gonna say who because I will ruin the show. Someone ends up getting murdered, and throughout the show they have flashbacks to like what is happening to present day and then now and stuff. Here, and yeah, so it's just really interesting to see like the whole murder mystery aspect, and it's just not who you think it'll be. There's just so much that happens, and there's like different murders. It's just really interesting. You have to read subtitles, but it's so worth it, I promise you. Next TV show is a Korean show, and it's called W2 World. Now you can watch this on Kiss Asian. Elite is on Netflix, by the way, but Kiss Asian, you can watch W2 World. Now this is a show about like this guy who's a webtoon artist, which is basically like a comic artist, and he creates like this character, and this character ends up being like real in another world. The webtoon artist's daughter ends up getting sucked into like the story, and she like falls in love with the character, then she becomes a character in the story. This guy's entire family gets shot, and he's like trying to figure out who did it, but then it turns out, wait, I'm not gonna tell you because that's gonna spoil it, but let's just say it's not who you think it is. It's not really anyone, but I need to stop talking. Watch the TV show. It's really, really good. How to Get Away with Murder. Now this one, I will not lie, this is in my top 5, like for sure, maybe even top 3. Now this one is about law school. I know, you hear law school and you're like, that's kind of boring, but trust me, it's so interesting. Teaching these kids, and she owns this law firm. Her name's Annalise Keating, and she ends up like, these people that she picks them all for a reason, for her to work in her law firm, and they end up like killing someone, and then she's helping them cover it up, and then they also end up killing other people, and there's blackmailing going on, and there's like all these characters, the FBI are after them. It's just insane. Such a good murder show, and I'm still watching it. It's currently on season 5, and I'm still watching it. Yeah, and there's like a lot of romance, drama, murder mystery. Guys, that's like my entire recommendation list. I'm sorry for like this lighting, it's terrible. It's really, really dark outside, and the lighting is terrible. And yeah, that's about it. Remember to comment down below your suggestions. If you like any of these, if you don't like any of these, just let me know. And if you have any recommendations for me, let me know, because I'm also looking for new TV shows. And yeah, bye.